I don't. I was never into Dead by Daylight like that though. Back in the day. So you played season
Bro.
1.
I don't know if it was season 1. It might have been season 2 because I don't.
Still first year of it coming out when nobody was on it.
Bro, because like that's how the game has changed. I'm telling you right now, back in the day, this was the loadout. Self-care, borrow time and decisive strike. Those are the two. Disgusting. The most worldly, disgusting perks in the game. And if you were good enough, you were disgusting. Borrow time, back in the day, you'd basically, when someone got hooked, you'd run up to them, unhook them, and you and that person could take a hit for an extra like 30 seconds to a minute if you had it maxed out. So like just say like, I took you off, because now they kind of fucked it. Because like if I take you off the hook in certain perks, if like you get an extra hit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
If I took you off the hook and a killer hits you, you still get a hit sometimes. You have to mend yourself. That's with certain perks.
Right.
Most of the time, if I don't take the hit, you go down. With borrowed time, it would be like you'd purposefully take the hit while I would take you off, because then I'd get like a minute of extra time to run away. And so if you were able to escape the chase, like you could go and heal people just like nonstop, and there was no like cap for it. And then you have decisive strike, where if you were either the obsession, which it was good to run obsession perks at that time. The obsession now is kind of stupid, unless like someone who knew how to play obsession from that day really knows what it's like. Like obsession back then was so super important. But if you were like the obsession with decisive strike, you literally, when they picked you up, you got a quick time event, and it's like one of the small bars. And if you hit it, you instantly jump off its shoulder. And so like I was just so good at hitting it that like every time my first thing, like it was like an 7 out of 10 hit rate. Like I would always get off most of the time.
It's not the doom. It's like you literally hit it and you.
Yeah, it was like just one, and then if you hit, like obviously
Was
if
it
you
really
missed
small?
it, then yes, it was back and forth. Yeah, it's like one of those. I'm trying to think. If they have a perk that makes it go fast, it's like a small one.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but like
you could still hit that though. Yeah, that's not bad.
And then so like you just run those. You could be the ultimate. Like literally, say you went to go heal somebody, you pick them up, they went down. You get picked up, decisive strike, he's pissed off, and then you run away. It was beautiful. But now they've nerfed the shit out of both of them.
Well, now, so here's my question is, like, now I feel like Dead by Daylight, we need to play it, dude. I feel like Dead by Daylight, I'm down to stream it.
Let's do it.
It's such a killer game, which we were talking about. Like, it's all killer-oriented. Well, back in the day, was it killer-oriented, or was it like...
No.
Oh, okay.
That's where I was going on a rant last night because, like, I love Dead by Daylight so much. That's why I stopped playing, because I don't like to play killer. I'll make that known. I feel like I am a pretty good killer. I just don't like to. I'm much more of, like, Survivor is always more fun to me. I like playing with my friends. But, like, back in the day... Like, that's the whole thing with, like, borrow time and decisive strike. They were so OP for survivors. Like, you were just so nasty. And there's certain things that they've taken out. Like, they used to have, like, the Chinese... Like, that's my favorite thing used in, like, the lobbies. The Chinese firecrackers. Like, they're literally, like, you don't have to do anything. Like, if they're chasing you, you just, like, throw a pallet, throw that bitch down. You get, like, one, but it's, like, super good. You throw it down, you blind their ass, and they can't find you. And it's, like, a free escape. You know what I mean?
How long does it blind them for?
It's a little longer than a flashlight.
That's nice.
So you have enough time. Yeah, it's kind of nice. There's certain things, you know what I mean? But I would say the biggest thing, like, you can't body block anymore. That like annoys the hell out of me. So like basically back in the day, really toxic people like me and my friend Tyler, we would run in front of the killer as he was carrying someone and like kind of bait him, like walk in front and like run back and bait him. And then when he get to the hook, they make it now the killer can like push you out of the way. But back in the day, if you were standing in front of the hook, he couldn't hook you. So they would just stand there, and people that didn't know what like was going on would like newbies would just have to jump off. Pros would start like swinging at you, obviously. And if you're full health though, you can take 2 hits. And sometimes it was just like I'm sending it, and you take the 2 hits and die for the homie. Or if you were good enough, you know what I mean, take a hit and you kind of like whiff him, and then he gets off. But, like, you control like that. You know what I mean?
That's annoying, though.
But as well, killers this is where killer sucks even more. If you did that, if you did that, a killer would stand in front of the survivor, so you couldn't unhook the survivor, and they would just camp. Like if you were being an I do I get it all the time. If you were being an asshole and like, like crouching on him and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
flashlighting him, he'd hook you, he'd stand in front of you, and if anyone tried to save you, they literally couldn't click the button, just like he couldn't if
That's
you did it.
crazy. That's
But he can hit
crazy.
you, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
you'll go down and you'll get picked up. That's where decisive strike though is a counter to that. Because that's maybe where I would do that. I would take the decisive strike, let him walk, or like maybe hit it, get the hook, borrow time. If he hits me again, I borrow time. You know what I mean?
Right.
My build would be that was perfect for my build.
Yeah.
I was a little asshole. I like to be an asshole when I
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You know what
respect
I
it. I
mean?
respect it. What so
So
what do you think they need to do now to make it more of a survivor game though? Right? Or what step did they take when it comes to what step did they take to make it a killer game? Is there a specific like perk? Is there something that's like the meta right now? That's been the meta for a while.
I think that this could be a hot take. I think that killer perks are more beneficial for the killers and their add-ons than it is for survivors. Because you have to look at the fact like it's not like a game like Friday the 13th or like the Leatherface game, Texas Chainsaw, where like you can actually get like weapons and like well, I guess Texas Chainsaw you can't even either. Well, yeah, you get a knife and like stab them
Yeah.
back. So like yeah, you can defend yourself in those games. In these games, you really can't. It's all up to getting to a pallet, being able to loot. And then what I do is like the 360s. But I think that's like something that's kind of crazy in the game. Like you have to actually do. Like if a killer's chasing you, the thing is they're faster than you. You die in 2 hits. Now, this is another thing where I think they've went wrong. I'm not trying to say that's a bad way to killers. I think killers have just become too overpowered in the sense like if Chucky's in a chase with you, Chucky's so small he can just slide over a pallet. So like it doesn't matter. What do you do?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
They slide.
In a frenzy. Same thing with Legion. If Legion's in a chase and he's like in a frenzy, he can slide right over a pallet.
That's
So it's like,
crazy.
if you're in a chase and you're actually doing good though, and you like hit him with if you like, maybe he's like a little second behind you have to hit him with the pallet. That's how perfect you have to be though now as a survivor. You have to hit the pallet because if it's Legion and you don't hit the pallet, he slides over and hits you. And it's just I think stuff like that, like how far some killers can lunge, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
crazy. Like you'll get through the window and all, and they like just hit you from the other side. It's like, dude, there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think it's maybe like it's one of two things. It's either like nerf the killers a little bit in terms of like speed or range. I'm not saying not make them not faster still, but like or bring the fact that the survivor perks do more advantage, like have the healing be faster, have like the generator decisions be done, have less tokens to build up for survivors,
Right.
like give them more. I don't know, just more accessibility to that because I feel like it is a game where it's like you have to run and hide.
Yeah.
That's the whole motive,
Yeah.
and it's like the hardest thing about that game is it's a team base. If you were playing with like 3 people who don't know what the fuck they're doing
Mm.
and they're just like fucking doing
Yeah.
whatever,
It's a numbers
nothing's getting
game.
done.
It's a numbers game.
Because yeah, no, I like playing with the boys because you're all communicating. Like if
Yeah.
I like the other day we just played Raccoon City. What was the killer, man? I think it was a clown. It was a clown.
Okay.
And I looped him for 3 generators. So by the time we're down to 2 generators, and I took my first hook, and I was like, I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
But then it's like by the end of the game, I'm pretty sure we all died. And you sit there, and it's like, it's like, what's going on, guys? You know what I mean? I
Right.
did my part here.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like not even them, but they're like that's a better scenario than most games because like most games, your teammates will just leave you. At least like we try to stay to the end and get each other. You know what I mean? That's like why we
And
all died
you
because like
you
we're all trying to
sacrifice
fight
yourself.
for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sacrifice yourself for the boys.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like, and it's literally because I played with Rafe the other night. Rafe joined, right? And
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
yeah,
We
yeah,
love Rafe.
he runs a healer build, and I feel like that's another important thing that gets overlooked. Like, you need somebody to have like a chase build. You need somebody to
Yeah.
have like a healer build, but like you can't really think of that because everybody wants to run their own perks, and you can't like shame them for it. Same
Yeah.
with killer.
No, I mean you can.
I played
I mean,
against the
yeah.
Huntress last night. This was
Right.
terrible. She had an add-on. It was a cool skin. He actually had like the Wendigo skin. which makes it like the
Oh,
old
that's dope.
mythical dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
"Whoa, whoa, whoa."
That's clean.
But his fucking hatchets was like, it was like 20 or 30% throwing speed. And I'm telling you, like, I love Huntress. That is one of my favorite killers to main. It's like, it's because she's so overpowered, like with
Yeah.
those hatchets. Because you don't have to sit there and chase people. I'll let you run away and I'll just fucking POV.
Yeah, right.
But like
Right.
with that add-on he had, bro, dude, I freaking got hit. I slammed the pallet on him. And then running down, it was, dude, we were in the worst map. We were in fucking, this one was this,
I don't know the map names.
it was a saw map. It was a
Oh,
saw map.
that's
And
you don't like the saw map.
No, I hate
No,
it.
wait, is that the one that's all indoors? It's a big map though, isn't it? Okay, yeah.
It's my, okay, hot take. I even said it last night. I actually had like a really bad night. It was so funny because my least favorite maps were the last three maps we played. And
That's
it was
rough.
literally, it was Joe. Joe's a motherfucker. Joe, if you're watching this, you're a motherfucker. He literally puts on Jigsaw because he's like, dude, I just want to fuck around. I want to play on a map. And I was like, dude, I've like openly expressed how much I hate this map. It is the worst map in the game. And I'll tell you why. When you're in chase with a killer, it's not like the design's not cool. It's not like that. I don't like the ore or anything. In terms of just strictly survivor to killer ratio, when you're running through, it has a minimal amount of pallets. You're in such tight corners, depending on the killer, you are so screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you don't have open, like, I can't, like, if I'm in a field, I can just sit there and 360 a guy, you know what I mean? Then eventually get him to a
Right.
pallet. In a place like that, you are like, you need to know which turn, like, it's almost like Maze Runner, or not Maze Runner, freaking like Subway Surfers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Temple Run, I meant. So
Right.
you jump, you have to like make sure you know going at every
Yeah.
time, and still they're faster than you.
You're in tight quarters.
Yeah,
You're limited.
I do not like that in the map, especially like with how they have the game now. That's where
Mm-hmm.
we go to my next least favorite map, freaking Raccoon City next. Again,
What's that
I
one?
love the map. It's the Resident Evil map, the police map.
Okay, we'll look it up. Go ahead.
I love Resident Evil. I love that map, but bro, it's the same way. It's like it has more pallets, I'll say, like I'll give it that. It has more pallets and there is more open areas, but it's like nearly just as bad. It's like the Stranger Things map. I never get that map and I love that map too. Hey, you know what I mean? I support. Love the map, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's just really close corners. And then, but really, Haddonfield, I was like, there's no way like Haddonfield would be next. Good thing we put on the Warden like thing to like cancel anyone's map thing. It was Haddonfield.
So
I
you
literally
hate
called it.
Haddonfield.
I guess like when I was playing it, I realized I think maybe I don't like the Stranger Things map or Freddy Krueger's map. Freddy's is pretty
Dude,
bad too.
you have so
Like,
many, bro. I haven't played like the majority. I didn't know there was even a Freddy Krueger map. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's the middle school. That's the same reason though, because when you're on the outside, I feel like there's minimal pallets, but if you know the right areas, you can do some good loops
The middle school.
inside the high school. Sorry, inside the high school, because like you're able to go to
I think I
Freddy's like
played that.
basement,
Oh, the boiler room.
the boiler room. Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
I don't know any of this. That's crazy. I like because if I feel like whenever I play with you guys, I get the same maps. Maybe it's because I don't have. Maybe you gotta buy those maps or have access to those maps. Maybe it's because I don't have access to those maps. I can't play them. It's like Call of Duty, like
yeah.
DLCs. I don't know if that's it or
No, no,
not.
no. You
But
should be able to play them.
dude, every time we play, we get like the same outdoor, like same three maps. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, well,
Maybe I need to play more.
Yeah, let's plan a stream. I don't know what you're up to
Yeah.
later.
I'm no, actually, yeah, later. I should be good tonight.
Let's do it.
Actually,
Dude, I just got all of my PlayStation progression stuff. I will put on,
you're
I have a
happy.
token for every map. We can literally play any map we want.
Bet that, dude. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
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 So okay. So we'll get off of Dead by Daylight, but like, what's like your
Yeah.
top three maps, real quick, if you want to go through that.
Okay. And this is strictly like, and I'm not even saying like aesthetically, because like aesthetically, like those three that I just named that I said I hated are probably my favorites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Okay.
I think. Hmm. Well, that's really hard.
You don't have to like rank them. It's like three that come to your mind, being like you like playing these.
Um, I like I like the farm map.
Okay.
I think with the barn in the middle, I think it's a very open space.
Open.
You have the tree in the corner. I'm pretty sure if that's the same map, the big one. And then you have the big barn, and it's easy to loot. The tractors are kind of nice. Like they're good if you know what you're doing. I like. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's like the Manor map. Has a double-story building. These are all like actually like original maps. I like the original maps the best because I think they originally were designed for the original game, how it was, not this new meta version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the Manor map because you have enough room to run around. There's a lot of pallets. It's a good map. And then actually I'd probably do. I sound like such a casual. I can't even remember the names. It's the water tower map. It has like the big water tower with like the giant logs next to it, and then it has that double story like small building with the generator up top.
Yeah.
I like that map because it's filled with pallets. It's a dark map. You can run around, you can hide, filled with pallets. And I think my honorary pick would be the Huntress map. That map is really good.
Which one's that?
It's something garden.
I'll look it
something
up.
Forest. No, something forest. Something forest. Yeah, let me. You know what? Before we get off of it, let me look up the names of these just so I can confirm these for everybody.
Red Forest.
The Red Forest. I really like Red Forest. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks dope too. Yeah, I've never played this map either, man.
What the hell?
And I've played so much too.
Dude, let's do it. Dude, we can, if you want, we'll marathon every map. I'd probably have one for
night.
every map.
No, yeah, let's do it.
Forgotten Ruins. I haven't played that yet. Greenville Square. What the hell?
There's a lot of maps.
Finding things out too, my friend.
Yeah. Tonight. Well, here's what we'll do tonight. Because I don't think I'm doing anything. I'm down to hop on. I'm gonna do EA College Football for like the first hour and a half, and then because I gotta continue my Hawaii Dynasty, I haven't done it. And then after
what are you thinking?
So that's what I'm saying. So I'll probably start my. I'll let you know exactly what time I'm gonna start. It's either gonna be 8 or 9, and then I'll probably play for like 2 hours. So like either
fantastic.
10 or 11.
Well, because I work and I was like, maybe I'll call off, but I'll get off before you're done.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. If anything, I'll just keep playing college football and we'll play a couple on Dead by Daylight. So
sounds good to me there, brother.
It's gonna be great, baby. So you guys, it's gonna be out today. So you guys, if you're watching this, if you make it all the way through,
come check it out.
Yeah, come check it out later tonight. Yeah, we got to start doing like double streams more, dude. We got to do Chain Together. Bro, I got Ultimate Chicken Horse with Fabrizio. You need to get Ultimate Chicken Horse, bro. That's what we played at Cody's. It's $5 on Steam.
Okay.
I got that. Now I got to play that too. But yeah, dude. I'm also for everybody that's watching this right now that donated to the Dark Room. I literally have the posters. Let me go ahead and just show you guys what they look like. We signed them. I put them in these little things.
Also, if you guys haven't seen Logan Allen's happy birthday,
yes, sir.
Say happy birthday. If we haven't seen you guys since, type happy birthday in the comments. Everybody that watches this, he's a big boy now. 2 decades.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's actually quite amazing. It's quite beautiful. Yeah,
that was good right there. That was
thank
really
you.
Good
I know. I felt good too, bro. The confidence is
right there.
crazy. No, one thing I realized.
Though.
Listen, when you do the Trump voice, you gotta like. One thing I realized is you gotta make it like that raspy thing whenever he starts a new paragraph. Because as he's talking, he gets lower and lower, and he continues to get lower, and then he gets loud again. You know what I mean? He does that little raspy thing. His voice is so funny. It's great. Yeah, it's a very fun impression, dude. But yeah, no. So I'm getting those posters, all separated right now. I have the pile actually, Brayden. I need to give to you. Just like 8 of them, I think. Because I know one of them's for your grandma as well. She donated, or your mom as well. So you guys get a couple of those. But yeah, I'm getting all those ready, and I just bought all the envelopes that I'm gonna put them in to send them. So I got everyone's Addy, and I'll be sending them to you guys soon.
All right.
Getting those. So I'm getting those sent out right now, and then we got one of the final cuts that turned out good. And then we have another one that's getting worked on right now. So some fun stuff in the dark room.
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
Some good stuff on the way.
Good stuff, baby. I would be hype, everybody. I would be very hype.
Oh, dude, yeah,
to go down.
No, it's gonna be great. Yeah, we're gonna like put it in festivals and stuff, man. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, dude, it's been 2 weeks since we done one of these. We've had a lot, man. As you guys can see, birthday week last week. We had actually a lot of our friends had their birthdays last week. So it was crazy whole birthday week. Dude, casino cruise on Friday. Great. Mr. B won some money, baby. Did you mail that to them yet?
No, I need to.
All right,
I have 90 days or something, so I gotta do it tomorrow.
Yeah. No, that's great choice.
Before I let it get too late.
Before you let it go out. No, so we went to a casino cruise, man, on Friday night, man, and with a couple of our boys, and we pretty much all came out positive, which was crazy because one of our buddies is a gambling addict. He's addicted, and he knows his stuff.
Jamie's addicted.
Yeah, dude, Jamie's so addicted, dude. Yo, Jamie, pull that up real quick. But yeah, no, so he's addicted, man. He knows how to play blackjack so well, it's scary. And I was down $150 that night. I went in with 300, and I was like, I can't lose anymore, man. I have to go home with at least $100. I don't want to lose anymore. And then he was like, bro, come over to the blackjack table with me. Let's win some money. Because he was down on his final $20 for the whole night, our buddy Jamie. And Jamie came back and was up like $400 by the end of that night.
Crazy.
Just by playing blackjack. Crazy. And he was on a run, dude. So we went over there, and we all won some money back. So I went home with a negative $13, or down $13. So I
went home 20.
That's amazing. And you got plenty of sports bets. It's beautiful. It's quite beautiful.
Plenty.
So yeah, so we all made some money, man. So it was a really good time. Because whenever you're the one person that's down, or if one of your boys is down, it's even worse when everyone's down. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day. So we all came out positive from that. But yeah, so birthday week, man, was a good time. Dude, grinded in college football, dude. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I have to get Xbox Live though, because I got to play with you guys. I got to play with you guys, man.
Yeah, we need to throw the ball, brother.
We do. Beautiful ball. No, but no, we need to hop on there because one of my boy Jonah as well, who joins the stream sometimes. He might even join at night and play Dead by Daylight. He's been want to run it too. You guys might beat me though, dude, because it's weird. I don't know if you've experienced this too, but like I'll play EA College Football, and then I'll be doing amazing, and I'll be grinding on defense, and then a day later, dude, I'll be horrible. It's like,
bro, you don't remember when I sent that text to y'all? I said, I hate college football. I think Madden's better. You don't actually believe that. I was so mad that night, bro. It was like 3 in the morning.
Bad. Yeah.
Bro, me and Wiley, we were playing like, I think the first one we played All-American, and then we switched to varsity, and they still lost. We literally went overtime in both games. Like the first one, it was like 45. The second one was like 60. And I'm like, bro, Jesus, I was like, dude. I told Wiley, I was like, we're going to quit. Before we even went to overtime, I was like, we're quitting. I know we're going to lose. I have a feeling in my heart. He's like, don't say it like that, Brad. Dude, and we just got fucking shat on. It was like, these guys don't hold on to the ball, bro.
No, they fumble, or like the worst thing is like when your quarterback fumbles. When your
O-line suck.
Dude, the O-line sucked, man. And I play All-American mode. I've tried Heisman, bro. Every time I go on Heisman, all he does is fumble. Your running backs fumble. Your quarterback fumbles. And also in Heisman mode, whenever your quarterback tries to throw the ball and it's raining, he's not accurate at all, bro. It's bad. Like the ball doesn't even get to the receiver at all. So like it's just like it's so stupid, man. But which is good though, because like NCAA 14, man, we were talking about this on Heisman mode. I would put everything to Heisman mode on NCAA 14, and then I'd put every slider to 0. And that literally made it the hardest possible, and I would still have like 10, 11 win seasons. But you can't even play on Heisman mode on here with normal sliders, bro. It's bad. It's really bad, but it's a lot of fun though. I think like the
AI
coolest.
is different now.
No, honestly, they have the adaptive AI. It's what it is, dude. And you can make it aggressive. You can make it. It's not even aggressive, dude. It's like that. It's insane. But my favorite part about that game is like when you get a touchdown and you see the crowd cheering while you're running in, and then like the camera zooms out and it's like your player by himself in the end zone. Dude, it's so cool. Like, I don't know. It just looks dope. It just looks dope. So it's a fun game. It's a fun game. But yeah, dude, you can ask my parents, man. It's bad. I get pretty bad. So it's a rough game. Literally, that's me. That's it. The nonstop. It's terrible, bro.
No, bro. I be hitting them. I'm sitting there. I'm like, whoa! And that's when you know it's
bad. It's bad, dude. You know it's really bad too. When like you just like when you don't even scream, you just sit there.
You sit there. Bro, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I didn't even want to tell the story, dude. This was last night. Me and Joe ended up winning. It was me and Joe. Well, me and Wiley played Joe and Sean, or no, me and Sean played Joe and Wiley the first round. Smoked them. We played the Gators. We were the Gators.
Hey,
fucking
let's go, baby. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Me and Sean both were like, this is pretty ironic, isn't it? I was like, hell yeah.
One thing, how did you even, dude? The Florida Gator offensive playbook is so bad. I can't win with it.
Yo, I was honestly picking a lot of my own plays with them. They were, dude, coach suggested one play at one point. I was like, bro, this is the only play you want me to throw, bro? You just want me to throw this one pass, bro?
That's funny. It's so, dude, the offensive playbook it's not, like, I literally changed it because I have a dynasty with Florida right now, and I had to switch it to I think I'm Alabama's because they're spread. But, like, dude, Florida's it's a running base, and I run the ball a lot. I run, like, my running back right now is on the Heisman watch. Like, that's all I do is run him. But even then, man, like, I have to have good passing plays, dude, and Florida does not. It's so bad. A lot of screens.
Bro, this is where it got bad. Me and Joe versus Wiley and Sean.
Yeah.
We get George on our second random. And they were like asking earlier if anyone gets George, are we not doing it? And I was like, why do you ask? And they're like, apparently, like, George is super overpowered. Like, Ryan, them, like, they were banning it over at Ryan's because of how overpowered they are. And I was like, I mean, I don't care if you guys are down. Like, I'm down. They're like, okay, sure. Literally, next time we get it. And I was like, y'all said it, not me, motherfuckers. And then, so then they picked like a team. I can't remember. They got like a rank, like, oh God, I can't remember. It was like a rank 17. And I was like, well, just keep like picking or something. They like kept looking through. Cause no, yeah, our third random was fucking Texas, ranked 3, and I was like, ooh, it's just a stinger. We're gonna go to Georgia, and then I think they ended up going LSU, and we were just like, sure, go for it.
Okay.
And then we play this game, bro. I'm telling you, we had every fumble, dude. Their fucking linebackers and corners were beating my men every time. I'm literally leading the ball on every pass, and like somehow he's like, there's fucking sprinting in front of my dude, literally diving, multiple interceptions. I'm sitting here, bro. We're into the fourth quarter, literally losing the entire game. Fourth quarter comes around, and I'm like, I even told him in the third quarter, I'm at the point where I'm like, just grabbing just the head rub. I'm not even throwing my control. I'm just like, just like putting it down. Just like, man. This is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off.
Yeah.
We get to the end of the game, we end up winning, and I looked at them, and they're like, I can't remember if it was Wiley or Sean. They're like, it was Sean. He was like, I've never heard someone complain so much when they're winning. Or he was like, how can you complain when you're up? And I looked at him, and I was like, I'd rather be fucking losing and this game be consistent than me win and have this bullshit go on right now, dude.
How bad were that they were losing still?
Dude, they were winning the entire game. Sean and Wiley were beating me and Joe the entire game as LSU.
Then why did Sean say, why are you complaining when you're up?
Because we ended up, this was at the fourth quarter. We ended up taking the lead.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. I think it was going back and forth, but for the majority of the game, they were up the entire time.
That's fun.
And then, fourth quarter came around. I think we won in overtime. It was bad, bro.
That's wild.
But, like, there was a few things, like, that just weren't... it was just all so annoying. But, yeah, I was, like, ranked number 1 George. Everyone was hyping it up. I'm like, I mean, I guess. I was super hyped. Dude, we got in. It was just like, I couldn't even use the running back. Like I was getting like their defense was bro. I was like, I've played as LSU. They have never played this fucking good.
Yeah, dude.
When I've used them.
Bro, there's one team, bro. Every time I play Miami, every single
and they kept getting open in the end zone. I'm calling fucking Tampa and fucking cover 6 every play, just trying to get something, and they're open every time in the end zone. I'm like, your receivers are not faster than my defenders,
bro. The one route that's actually there's a couple routes that are way over OP in this game. One is when there's no safety over the top, just make your receiver do a go route. Just make him do a streak down the field, bro. Every deep ball is beautiful in this game. So that's number one. The other one is a deep cross. If you have a guy coming across the middle, bro, and you're playing defense, that quarterback, the CPU, is gonna find that guy every single time, dude. There's I don't know what's worse, like your defense not being able to stop the crossing routes, or the offense just running on you the whole game. And I got to a point yesterday where I played goal line defense because literally he just kept running the ball. I could not stop him. I literally couldn't stop him. I was blitzing.
I was doing the same thing. I played linebacker every fucking play just in case it was a pass. It was, dude, I swear to God. Yeah. And it was crazy, bro. I had so many passes where I'm throwing, they threw right to my guy, and either bounced out of my hands, went through my guy's hands. There was literally a point where I went to go tackle him, his arm and my arm linked, and out of nowhere glitched, and my guy got pushed. I got fucking stiff-armed. I was like, this is insane, dude. I'm playing like, and then I started realizing they're just throwing middle. I go middle, then they start throwing to the corner again. I'm like, dude, you are not doing this. And because, like, no offense to the boys, it's not that they're bad at the game. They just don't know how to play, like, many positions.
Yeah.
They like to play the line. And I'm like, get the fuck off the line. I need you in the deep.
Right.
I need you to help me here.
Yeah, if you're, I haven't played where it's like 2v2 like that, but if you're playing with somebody, you guys are on the same team, I do agree that you should play secondary. I like playing defensive line when I'm by myself though, dude, because number one,
that's fair, because you can then just auto switch and lock on. You don't have to worry about that confusion.
But when you're on someone, that's different. But one thing I figured out that works on defense, bro, is I know you know this. We talked about this. The meta in this game is when they do these quick little curl routes in the center of the field, and the running back goes out in the center and he catches it, and they get a first down every time. So what I do is on third down or on second down, I drop my right or left end wherever the running back is, so I could just be right there on those curl routes. And then they usually just don't. They throw it away. They have no one to go to. That's what I like to do on defense.
Smart.
No, I'm way better on defense than I am offense, dude. Offense is, I throw some bad balls sometimes. It's rough.
Oh my God, me too. Dude, that's what I was saying with Jonah. Literally, I was beating Jonah, and I almost sent you a picture, and I knew I was going to be cocky because he ended up beating me, so I didn't want to be cocky.
Yeah.
But we had like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I was up. But literally, it's because I was running the ball so much with Penn State. Because, like, obviously, that's probably the best thing to do besides the tight end. Like, the receivers are not that amazing.
Right.
But I was up, and I just could not get a touch on the ball. And his defense was so good that I just, like, combined with, like, just some of my throws and like that, it just wasn't happening. But my runs were doing good. By the end of it, I just, by the end of it, I think I was trying to throw again, and that's where it fucking...
Well, I do the same thing. I'm doing so good running. I'm like, I want to throw
really
it.
Depends on the team you're on. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no. But like one thing I realize is whenever the game wants the other team to win, that other team's going to win.
I was telling them, bro. I told them last night. I said, no disrespect, you guys are playing amazing, but this game is favoring you right now.
Yeah,
like the game is wanting you to win.
No, it really, dude. I've even if it's like a home game, which that's another thing too. When you're playing at an away stadium and they're a top 10. Okay, there you go. Whenever you're playing,
dude, their toughness rank was 14.
Yeah, and you can't. And dude, your guy, like, I'll pick a play, and then they don't do that play. They do like a run play or like a screen. You know how many times I've thrown picks because I'm thinking the guy's gonna go straight, but he's doing a drag route.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's dude, the worst thing ever. Like, listen, I get it. That makes it fun. No, literally, and it makes it fun. But like, I can't call hot routes to my receivers because I'm playing at the 25th hardest, stadium in the country, and they're like louder than the swamp. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. No, like, so that's one thing I hate. Is when you go to away schools that are just so loud, bro. But it makes it fun, I guess. But it just playing on offense
louder
is so
than
tough.
Swamp.
Yeah, it's so annoying, so annoying. But anyway, yeah, man, we watched Longlegs uh, 2 weeks ago. New Nicolas Cage movie. It was pretty wild. What'd you think about Longlegs, Brayden?
Um, I thought Longlegs was great, to be honest. I think it was very different, but I think it was very unique in its own way.
Yeah.
I like the aspect that jump scares really didn't occur a lot, and when they did, it really wasn't like a jump scare. It just felt like that, like combined with the music and the shot, it just felt like a jump scare, but it wasn't
Yeah.
intentionally a jump scare. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just the aura that surrounded the movie was just like, like it makes you feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? In a good way. Like,
Yeah.
So I had a good experience with it, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was like like I said, the best comparison I have when it comes to the atmosphere is like The Shining. Like you feel like something's off, and that's great. That's the best. That's what you want in a horror movie, is that classic suspense. It's a very different suspense than what we see today, because most suspense today is led up to a jump scare, a couple seconds before. There's this like vibe, I don't know what you want to call it, throughout this film, where just like it's like cloudy almost, if that's a great way to explain it. Just very weird. You feel uneasy. You feel like something can go wrong at any moment, because there's this murderer that's out there throughout this film, right? This guy that's like, killing these families basically, but he has no fingerprints or anything. Like, he leaves these notes and stuff in these houses, but he doesn't have any DNA at the site itself. And there are a lot of like murder suicides, but it's like he's making them do it. It's a very interesting concept. But you just feel like whenever you're like, a character's alone or something like that, like you just feel like you're in danger the whole movie, which is a great feeling. And something that a lot of movies can't hit nowadays. And I feel like a good way that they did that and incorporated it was when they did the ratio shots of like the flashback scenes. There was like a small square on the screen. It felt very weird. Those long drawn out shots, those wide angles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When she was a girl and stuff, and it was snowy, and she ran into him, took the Polaroid pic. Like, those are just like that kind of ratio that they chose to do that on just was so creepy. And I really wish they would have went forward with that the whole movie. I think it would have made it really scary, and would have just added so much more of that like weird, uncomfortable vibe to it.
I get what you're saying. I love that too. Like, it was really, you don't see that like anymore in movies. You know what I mean? I feel like you see that more like Instagram when people are being creative, like putting movies like vertically and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the same thing, but just that vibe. You know what I mean? Of just like that aspect of changing it. But yeah, I really admired that a lot. What I like a lot about this movie is like there is like a mystery that's already there from the beginning, and there's way more to it than we know. But it's like it's like, as she is a detective, we are slowly discovering it all ourselves as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like by the end we can see like I looked up the cast list. Micah Monroe, she played Lee Harker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lee Harker's character I feel like is super cool, because like Lee is super uncomfortable, like weird, awkward, quirky, and you're kind of like, why the hell is she so weird? But she's so good at what she does. And they even refer to her as like pretty much almost psychic. So
right.
She does her thing, she gets down, and that's kind of like we see like she has like her relations with Longlegs. And then we get to the end of the movie, and then the end of the movie happens, and you're like, holy crap. And it's like, I think they do it so beautifully to introduce the relationship between Lee Harker and Longlegs. Yeah. Because at the beginning, you just think it's someone on the case with a good intuition, but then you find out there is a relationship there that was established.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they did that pretty well.
Yeah, I like what they did with that relationship, for sure. And yeah, I thought the mystery aspect, like you said, was very cool. And if they did it in a way, they just
very noir.
And I feel like
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
That's Sherlock.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. Because those movies, what they do very well is they engage you with that discovery throughout the film, right? They engage you with that investigation, and I feel like a lot of movies that really are centered around a detective or around investigations and stuff, it can get very old very quickly. You know what I'm saying? And or it just feels like you're just going through motions. But it felt like throughout this film, they were giving you loads, because there were, like you said, there was so much to discover. They were giving you loads of information, every single scene that they had, right, with the detectives and stuff. And I thought that was very well done. And I think also the characters overall, the characters were very intriguing. Their stories were awesome.
Good.
Yeah, they were very interesting. And it didn't feel like they were forcing a character on you. It didn't feel like they were forcing hey, you need to think this about this character. It felt like a lot of it was up to interpretation, and it was just a lot of it was just normal conversations. And I think that's what made these characters very interesting.
No, I agree. I because like a lot of movies, this is one thing I like before I go on to the characters. A lot of the movies like in cinema today, I feel like give you a little bit too much and they try to tell you what it is, or they don't give you enough and they try to leave it up to you. But I feel like this did a very good job of like you follow along with it, and so like they don't give you away anything, but you're not lost either. You know what I mean? Like you're just along for the journey, and I feel like they did that well. But I completely agree. The characters were amazing. I really like the chief. I like this character, how like he was super like, he is the chief, but he's also like a goofball at heart. Like they established that, you know what I mean? I love the relationship with the daughter. She kind of like had a bond with
weird scene, but yeah, it's fun.
Weird scene, yeah. The mom, completely unexpected ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even like I like the wife of the guy too, and even like the Asian lady that helped out. Like I like everybody. Everyone was super cool.
Yeah. That's I agree. I liked a lot of those things. Except I don't know. Like the whole thing with the doll, I wasn't the biggest fan of, and it felt very like. It wasn't the route that I was expecting with this film, and once again, maybe that's an expectation thing. Maybe that's me. You guys know this podcast. You know how I am, the way I think. It felt very out of the blue. Like I was expecting more of like a psychological thing, maybe, and it became a straight up possession movie, and that's what threw me off. That's probably what it is. Probably the best way to explain it. I expected more of a psychological ending. Like a psychological thriller horror thing, not a hey, he possesses these, or Lee's, I think her name's Lee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lee's mom is basically putting the devil in these people's homes and it's possessing the dads to kill their family, and Longlegs is kind of behind it. That's not really what I was expecting. I knew there was some kind of influence, but not witchcraft stuff.
So, what's actually funny? I don't even necessarily not like the witchcraft stuff. I just don't like I don't like I kind of agree where you're like the psychological horror, not saying he couldn't have an accomplice, but I didn't love the fact that he had an accomplice. Like it took away from what Longlegs was, because they were trying to make it seem like they put it out there. He is only human, but I feel like the whole idea is to keep the aura that he is superhuman alive. You know what I mean? So I think adding the mom as an accomplice was something. When she shot the doll and the black smoke happened, I understand what they were trying to go for. I was just kind of whoa. You know what I mean? That was kind of weird. You know what I mean? It goes back to the doll thing. I liked the idea. I just wish it was set up maybe a little different. I don't even necessarily dislike the doll thing. It's just, I don't know, just set up a little different.
Yeah, it's a setup. It's a setup. If this was a movie that I knew was going to be a witchcraft possession thing, then I would approach it like that. But like you said, that didn't feel like the identity just didn't feel like that's what it was going for. So whenever we saw the black thing, the black smoke come out of our head, we're like, what did this movie just? It literally felt like two different movies, almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it felt very, very weird. So that's my opinion. I think I told you that it felt like two different movies because I felt like it did. It felt like we shift once again from a psychological murder horror film into, hey, this is Annabelle, which I love Annabelle. I love possession movies. You know me, I love that kind of stuff. But it felt like a very different film, and I feel like some of that's expectation, but I also feel like some of that's a setup writing wise. And that's kind of what took me out of it, is I just was not expecting it to take that kind of turn. And like you said, I think also the accomplice thing that kind of takes away from the mystique maybe of that Longlegs character. And whenever you reveal more about a character, he gets less scary. And Longlegs did get less scary, even though he just bashed in his face, and that's how he killed himself. It's still like you lose a little bit of that superhuman thing. Same thing with Michael Myers. The more movies you have, the more you explain about his past, the less scary he is. Same thing applies to Longlegs here, I think. That's what you're trying to say.
No,
yeah.
I agree. No, I agree.
So, yeah, I mean, it was, that was the one thing for me is I think this movie overall was very fun. I think it was beautiful. I thought the sounds, the jump scares were very Insidious-like, right? And like I said, I think this movie is a good combination between The Shining and Insidious when it comes to style, and I really, really like that. I think those are two great movies, and them kind of coming together to create this art form was really dope. And the long lingering shots were so scary.
Dude, for real.
Who's the guy that Oz is the director?
Oz Perkins.
Yeah, he's done quite a bit. I know that name.
Yeah, he's a big Yeah,
I know that he has a lot of stuff. I don't know what exactly I know him from, but yeah, I've heard of him a lot. So he definitely had an artistic vision for this film, and I think it worked very well at times. But I just feel like the story just went off of right when Longlegs dies. I feel like it just goes off into a weird thing, personally.
I agree. Like what I also didn't love was I would have loved more of him. I like the idea that they kept him secretive for a while, but once we were revealed to him, I wanted more. You know what I mean? Like we only got that little glimpse of him finally.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude.
Yeah.
Like that I really liked. That's someone I really haven't gotten to touch on yet, but that was one of my favorite parts of the movie was Nicolas Cage's performance because it wasn't like anything. It felt like you were watching a Psycho. Like it didn't feel like an unreal, unholy presence. Like it was like the idea. Yeah, like he is. I like the idea. His aura's in human, but like him himself, like he is human. He's just a fucking psychopath. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he did it very well.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because they shifted to the mom so drastically when we didn't really want to know. Like they kept hinting toward the mom being an important character, right? And there's something off about the mom, like 100%. We know that, and we were even saying some theories back and forth on what that would be, but it just once again, I think we were more interested in Longlegs than the mom. And I think that's why we're like, it just felt like two different movies. It's like now that Longlegs is gone, it's like that scary factor that Longlegs can be around any corner. And the fact that Longlegs, this dude, he has a lot of information on a lot of people. He knows where a lot of people live. So it's it's scary, man. And so you always feel like he's watching.
Started, super cool. Like they walk in, he's like, hello, shoots the cop in the head. I'm like, bro, where's Longlegs like that for the rest of the movie?
Yeah. Honestly.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, so it just felt like two different films for me. But overall though, it's like I said, I love the aesthetic. I want to see what Oz can do going forward with kind of this kind of style. I feel like he could do some fun stuff with it.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like how that thing shifted. But anything else you want to add?
Understand. No, I think I pretty much hit all my points. I think the best things about this movie is Longlegs himself and the way this thing is shot. I think it's very unique. It's like no other. The vibe is unreal. Yeah, I think it's pretty much like the late third act that kind of loses me.
Yeah.
But I still love the movie regardless. I'd watch it again and again. I liked it.
I respect that. Let's go ahead and rate it. Brayden, you go first.
Rate it, grade it. I'm gonna give it a 8.7.
Oh wow, that's high. I was not expecting that one. I respect it. I like that. So 8.7. I'm probably gonna go.
I'm a high roller. What can I say?
I love it. I when I think about it, man, some of those shots were so cool. Like, I remember sitting in the theater and going like, whoa, this is dope. Like those super
Yeah.
wide ones, man, and the with the snow and stuff. Like, there were some dope shots, man. I don't know if I like this movie enough to put it in the 8s.
It's fair.
I'll probably do 7.8.
Fair.
I'll probably do 7.8. So I was gonna say 7.5, but man, those shots are so cool, like so cool.
So unique, so cool,
so unique, and just fit that atmosphere so well, and fit the movie very well. Something you don't see a lot anymore. So I got to give credit where credit's due. So I'm gonna go 7.8.
Yeah, no, I like that.
So
I like that.
If that ending would have been better, it'd probably be like mid 8s for me, maybe high 8s, depending on what route they went with it. So.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing I didn't like was the ending. So I'm like, I'll give it. I'd watch it again. I liked it a lot. I like movies like that though, because I feel like a lot of people are comparing it to like Hereditary, and not like how it's shot, but you get like what I'm saying, the vibe of it.
Right.
So there's just something that draws, because I don't feel like people do enough films like that. So I always have like a special place in my heart for movies like that.
It's unique, very unique and cool. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot, brother.
Yes, sir. So 7.8, 8.7. Literally, we just did them backwards. Love to see that, baby. So we watched Longlegs, man, and then this past week.
What did we go and watch, Logan? What did we go and watch?
Twisters. Stop playing, baby. Dude,
not one but two Twisters.
I've been waiting on this.
But 3 Twisters.
But 3 and 4. And 5. And 1, that's a 5.
Go bear.
3 bear. 4. 4 beers. Can you believe that? 4 beers. That's a lot of beers. More beers than I've ever had in my life.
Get a bear, Mr. President. Get a bear.
Yeah, no, dude, Twisters, bro. I grew up watching Twister, the 1996 film. Dude, one of my favorite films. It's top 10 movies of all time for me. I love that movie a lot, man. Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, dude. Seymour Hoffman, he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, just a stacked cast, man. Beautiful film. Loved it a lot. So when I heard they were doing this, I'm like, okay, cool. Don't screw it up. I can confirm they didn't screw it up. They did actually a really good job with this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let me just start off by saying this. I did not know if this was a reboot, a sequel, remake. I had no clue. They just took the original name and added an S at the end. After watching this film, this is all spoilers, by the way, it makes me mad that they call it Twisters, because with no connection to the original film. Now, reboot, the phrase reboot can mean multiple different things. I mean, they called the Halloween 2018 movie a reboot, but it was like a sequel to the original film, right? They brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Myers, whatever, same people. The little kid from the first one. So, the way I see a reboot is I don't see it as a direct sequel or anything like that. I just see it as kind of a newer story with a continuity, if to the original film, or a connection to the original film. And this movie did not have any connections to the original film, even though they took the name itself and add an S to the end, which makes sense. They did it for money reasons. That's why they did it. They did it so they can take the name Twister, make money off of it. I get it. Because I know they came out with that one film called Storm with, I think, Mark Wahlberg, right? Or something like that.
Storm.
Yeah, something like that. It was like tornadoes and stuff. Didn't make a lot of money. But then you got a movie like this, going to make a lot of money because they use the name Twisters. So they missed out so big on this movie by not making a connection to the original film. I get why they didn't do it. They didn't do it because when you make a connection to an original film in a franchise or whatever, there's continuity. You got a lot to explain. You got to worry about fan service. You open up the floodgates to so many things. I get that it makes it harder, but you got to give the fans a little something. And they did. They did a lot. There's so many shots. Oh, dude. This man just twisted his mustache, dude.
You like that?
Dude, I looked up. Whole new man.
Whole new man here.
No, so... You look so happy too, bro.
Whole new man.
You look so happy, man. That's funny. No, what's I saying? So, they did. I mean, there's so many shots that they literally took from the original film. There's so many phrases and lines that they took from the original film. So they definitely did the fan service. But the biggest thing that they missed out on was the main girl. I forgot. Let me look up the cast real quick. The main girl in this film, who is incredible, Kate, and
Edgar Lee
who
Jones or something like that.
Yeah, and who, like every other character in this movie, has a crush on her. I have the same. She, her mom. She sees her mom, and they build up this thing with her mom, and I'm like, whoa, dude, the mom's gonna be Helen Hunt. The mom will be Helen Hunt from the original film. No, they didn't do it. They did not bring back Helen
Edgar
Hunt.
Jones. I said Edgar Lee Jones. I don't know who the hell that is. Daisy Edgar Jones.
And the mom is Mara Tierney, who is from like Iron Claw and a bunch of other films that Liar Liar, like she's done a lot, man. Been an actress for, I mean, years, dude. But and she did amazing in this film, but dude, I wanted to see Helen Hunt as the mom so bad, and I think that's an expectation thing on my part for thinking that they're gonna have some kind of connection to the original film.
Yeah, like one dummy.
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing is I really enjoyed this film, but I was comparing it to the original Twister the whole time because I expected a connection to the original Twister film. And it took away a little bit of the enjoyment for me. I still really like this movie, and we're going to get all into it. But I just want to get that out saying, like, I did compare to Twister throughout this entire film. And I think rightfully so because they used the name. But I just wanted to get that off my chest, kind of entering into this review so you guys understand where I'm coming from and why my opinion might be a little bit different. So, yeah. But, man, I was so hyped for this film. The soundtrack dropped on my birthday. I was so hyped. It was a great time. Brayden, what were your feelings going into this film? What were you thinking, man? What's your experience with the original Twister with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt?
So I watched it like a little bit when I was younger. My bad. No, yeah, I watched it a little bit when I was younger. I always loved going in like the ride exhibit thing at Universal. Like that was one of my favorite things just because I do remember it from the movie and stuff. Or just seeing the movie and then having that atmosphere, you know what I mean? Being able to like kind of live in it. At first I was scared as a kid, but I learned to love it.
Yeah.
But I think Twister's a really good movie. I think it's a staple in film, you know what I mean? I think it set up a lot of other movies. But going into it, I was kind of like, I didn't know what to expect just because, like, I don't know, a lot of the time, you don't want to believe a movie's going to be bad, but a lot of the time, like, these franchises, like, screw up these reboots and sequels and stuff. And I heard a lot of really good reviews, but I was like, I've heard a lot of good reviews about some movies that have sucked or vice versa. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. But I went in, I was very happy. Like, you know what I mean? I was very happy with the film I saw. Like, I was actually like really gassing up to Wiley. Like, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
liked
no,
it a lot.
that's everyone loves it. Like the reviews right now are crazy.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Like, I think the story was really interesting to follow. Like, here's how, because for me, I honestly anticipated it. I didn't know if it was a sequel or a reboot. And then by the time like we were getting through the movie, I kind of realized like it was a reboot. You know what I mean? Because they didn't
right.
do any callbacks and didn't even try to. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm not. I was comparing it to the original, but at the same time, I kind of wasn't. Like not story wise.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really cool story. Like the beginning had me super interested. I was super like spoilers. I was super taken back when we saw like the friends die at the beginning. Like I did not expect it.
Dude, I saw your face. You're like, whoa.
I was like, what? And the boyfriend dude
Yeah.
is the one that really got me. I was like, there's no way he gets it. He went.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Yep. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yep.
And then I loved how the story progressed, and it's very interesting how they set her up with Tyler Owens, Gwyneth Paltrow's character instead of the best friend, because you have like the best friend who kind of has that lust for her, but she doesn't like have that back for him.
Yeah.
And in the end, what I think is interesting, because I sent you this clip, in the end, what ends up happening, like, she's friends with the dude, like her old buddy, and like they give each other a hug. No, Tyler Owens, parks his car, drills into the ground, goes in, he's gonna go get Kate. And in the movie, the flight gets delayed, he grabs the bag and walks away, but there was a deleted scene of them kissing.
Yeah.
And I think that they didn't put that in the movie because of, well, I saw that I think Spielberg said, he was saying that, like, he feels like it signifies that there's an ending, but he says, like, there's a story to tell between them. Like, it's not like their journey's over yet. Like, they both have a similar interest in what they do. So, yeah. But, like, I don't know. I think it's interesting that they included let me look at his character's name. I haven't pulled up. Javi. I think it's interesting how they have Javi, like, how they were, like, super tight back then when she was dating another dude. Like, he's kind of always just been that guy in the friend zone. And he got her back into it, brought her on the team, and she ended up betraying him. And not betraying him in a bad way, but, like, leaving his company because it's not what she, thinks is the right thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But overall, I loved how the story progressed. The storms progressed, them chasing. I liked the battle. I think Kate and Tyler were perfect, versus each other. I think that they both had, like, their strengths at some points, and, like, they got their get back at each other, and they end up being a better team than they were against each other.
Right.
And then how Kate saved the day in the end was super, super cool. I kind of was sitting there. I'm like, yeah, I'm scared for her. When the car started flipping, I was like, sorry, bud. And, like, it might not work out this time.
Right.
But
go join her friends.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah. I loved I think this was my favorite part about the movie is how they made Tyler's team look so good. Like, at first they made them look like such, like, snobby, bad people. And they're like, here's the food. And, like, well, doesn't it cost money? And she was like, well, that's what we sell those t-shirts for. And it's that moment of realization, like, we've been handing on this group the whole time, but they're, like, such good people. And it just comes off such a bad way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
right.
I don't know. I thought every part of the movie was, like, the characters were great. I loved everybody's story. I loved, the helping of people. I loved the shots were freaking crazy, dude. Like, amazing. Like, what can you say?
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. This is a film that's gonna win a lot of stuff. It's gonna win a lot. It is, I think, the summer blockbuster of this year. You got Wolverine, Deadpool. That's in its own bracket, right? That's of course gonna be huge. But as films that, like, other than that, you got like, this is the one that thinks that's taken everything of being the summer blockbuster. And yeah, there's a lot I want to get to there. Yeah, the kissing thing. That was the director that came out, and he was like, yeah.
Or the director, my bad.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't want to include it because, like you said, don't want to make an ending, and also it was gonna be too cliche. I'm like, no. Like, I get
That's
what
the
you mean.
ending we all wanted.
That literally, I looked at Brayden, and we were like,
not one.
So no kiss. You know what I mean? It was crazy. So, like, I don't know. It was dumb. I feel like it would have been. I understand if they're doing it because they want to do another sequel. Listen. I don't want another sequel unless they put me in it. But fair. I personally, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's any more to explore.
Isaac Chung was the director.
Yeah, I don't know what he's done.
He did Minari. I haven't seen anything else he's done, but Minari is a really good movie.
Minari looks like a very stylistic director. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool. I don't know. I just feel like that's something you like. I know it's cliche, but with this film, it kind of needed that with these two characters, especially when you have such a big build-up. Like, there's, and also too, like, since here's my thing, I think it wouldn't have been a problem if they wouldn't have. I feel like it wouldn't have been a problem if they wouldn't have originally written a kiss, because it felt like something was missing. There was, like, this big lead up to this moment, and there was something missing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Tyler Owens did not follow her back to New York. I promise you that. So when she looks at him and says, hey, you need to chase what you love, or whatever she says, you're a chaser, that means a kiss. And then you don't that's a big moment in the movie, and then you have nothing that leads. Like, it makes no sense to me.
You're right. They're definitely going to set it up for a sequel.
That's what they're doing. I don't like that at all. So yeah, that made zero sense. Because now he has no kiss, and he's gonna go home to 3 felonies, and he's gonna be in prison for 20 years for destroying government property. Listen. I get that that's symbolism. I get it. This dude drilled his truck into the departure American airline.
It doesn't matter if you're freaking LeBron James. They're gonna be like, LeBron, what the fuck were you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing? It's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
He's like, I'm just gonna go wrangle a tornado. Come catch me there.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
He'll just go sit. No, that's what he'll do. He'll drive away and go sit in a tornado.
Right.
No one will get him. They're too scared.
Right. So yeah, a couple more things too, man. So like you said, there's the big plot twist with Tyler Owens being actually the good guy, right? And them kind of being the good dudes. I love that aspect to it. I love that kind of plot twist element. I thought that was something that, once again, that they brought into this film that was an added element that you had to include to make it unique, and that's what they did. You could tell they didn't want to piggyback on Twister too much. And I think that they did a good job of adding an element that was different, and that was the element that they added that was awesome, because Tyler's group was literally the group from the original film. The crazy, they're into it, they love it, the science guys, they love that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They literally were a nod to the original group in the original Twister movie. That was really cool. Also, the main girl, what's her name? Kate. Literally, this is why I thought Helen Hunt was the mom. Here's why I thought Helen Hunt. Well, there's a couple of different reasons, but the main reason was she dressed just like Helen Hunt in this movie. Mm-hmm. Dude, there's an outfit in this film that I was like, I think Helen Hunt wore that in the original film. Like, it was obviously a nod to them. And I just like, dude, I was like, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
The similarities. So, but here's my question. With the Tyler Owens people.
What is your question?
They were the good guys and wanted to figure out the scientific stuff. But then tell me why they were shooting fireworks into the tornado. If they're really the good guys, right? I know they're doing it for views and they're doing it for money. But like, I don't know. It felt weird. It's like you're supposed to get on the good guy's side when they themselves don't even take themselves seriously. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just talking. I don't know. But it felt weird. It was like, I understand that Avi's people were funded by the guy that just wanted to take advantage of people and wasn't a good guy. I get that. But they were still doing good scientific research.
100%.
And it's like, yeah.
I know, I totally get what you're saying. They're just making YouTube videos and trying to be like,
and
tornado wranglers.
And the only time that you see Tyler switch up heavy is when he comes over for dinner, which is very weird. They'll whatever, but he just shows up at her house.
Tyler to stay in the guest house.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Yes, I did. He's staying.
Yes, I did. And Tyler just shows up at the house, and they uncover her old experiment that she did right back in the day. When then all her friends died. So right before all her friends died, she just abandoned it. But it's like, that's the only time you see Tyler really interested in the scientific aspect of it. And it's just like, that was very weird to me. I don't know. I don't know.
Because they even
what are your thoughts on
established him as a fellow meteorologist. Like him and Kay have the same degree. And it's just like, he has the equipment too. It just doesn't, like, you're right. They don't portray it like that until the end when he helps her with his like experiment. But it's like, he knows what he's doing and he like makes all the make sense. But like, why don't you like, it was that whole thing. They just set them up to look stupid and look like assholes, and then like try and establish it late in the game just to be like, oh, he really is a fucking tech nerd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking too far into it. Like, I know I'm looking at this from like a way too critical point of view, but it was a very weird switch up.
Because I think it goes to the fact of trying to set up a second one. Like, I think that's why, because now in the second one we'll see that whole establishment now that he's a good guy, and like, they're all working together on a team, and
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But then my big question is like,
if they didn't, how could they do a sequel? Actually,
I don't really know. But even what are we gonna call it? Twisters.
Well, yeah.
You know, side S's. No, no. I just
for coming out to Twisters.
The guy with, like, the deep voice on the commercials for the trailer. Twisters coming to a theater near you.
Twisters.
No, but like even if you do a sequel, you still you can't explain that switch up that he had so fast. Does that make sense? I don't know. Once again, I'm looking too far into it, but that was just something that kind of bothers me because it's like he's a good guy. I get that he's a good guy, and I understand why they did it, but it just felt very like, hey, this is very out of character, and now I'm gonna be nice. Right? I don't know.
Yes.
It was very weird. And I was like, all of a sudden they were so scientific so fast. It felt very weird.
Like, yeah, my drone can check all the precipitation in the atmosphere.
Yeah. It's like, where was this? Where was this at the first half of the film? But
yeah, right.
Put that to the side. I really enjoyed this film. I really liked this movie. It was the perfect length. I was never sitting there thinking, wow, this is a long movie. Not
Me
once,
neither, bro.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
it was a fun film.
Great.
The little conversation they had at the rodeo was awesome. Learn a little bit more about Tyler. And there's some really, really good moments there. The acting was really solid. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was some dialogue that was cheesy. You know what I mean? That's gonna happen, with a big studio blockbuster like this. But for the most part, the acting was really good. I mean, you had Superman in this movie. Yeah, baby.
I actually really liked this character.
I thought he did
like
good.
The jealous dude.
Yeah, he was. It was so
why
funny.
We need her. We don't need her around. Right.
He was literally Cary Elwes or whatever from the original Twister. That was his character. You know what I mean? That's literally who he was. And he's like the bad guy from the original Twister film.
Yeah.
He that was the character he was playing. Because once again, what was her name again? The main girl, sorry.
Kate.
Kate was on the bad guy side, which in the original Twister movie was Cary Elwes' side. So it was really funny. Like, there was a lot of nods and tip of the hats toward the original Twister film. And that was one of them. I thought that was really interesting. What else, man? There's just so much to talk about in this film. One thing that I wasn't a big fan of is when the girl that they killed at the beginning of the film, I was like, she was dope.
She was so dope.
She didn't have a lot of lines at all. We barely saw her, but every time she was on screen, she kind of like got all the attention. Like she took my attention. She was like, she had a cool energy about her. Not to hate on the other characters on the other group, but they weren't cool compared to I'm just thinking of something you said in the theater, but
oh yeah.
Oh man.
I bet she don't stink, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, their group looks like they shower you or me.
They do. The new people, they look like they don't shower, bro. Especially that character, dog. She had the dreads. It's like it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Like she was dirty. Her face was dirty. Oh, bro.
Going all out now. Fucking dirty.
Dude, she looked like a human tornado. You know what I mean? Literally, dog. No, but yeah,
Ooh.
So the girl that died, bro, trying to climb up the side of the thing and got taken away, dude, was like, yeah, she was really cool, and it was sad to see her go. But bro, one thing that I've only had 2 negatives about this whole film. Well, 3, but not big ones. The Helen Hunt thing, the Tyler Owen switching up that fast. And this is the 3rd one. The movie started out with such a dark tone, and it got light so fast. And maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
But like this is a comparison thing. The original Twister was funny. There's some funny moments. Hey, look, there's a cow. There's another cow. Some funny moments. But it felt like you were always in danger, and it was serious, bro. It was a serious film. It had a dark tone to it. When Helen Hunt's mom in the movie, when her house is destroyed and they find her and she's dying in there and pulls her out, like that kind of stuff, bro, is like, it's serious, man. And they're just and don't get me wrong, there's serious moments in this film, but it was like, serious moment, here's comedy. Serious moment, here's a bunch of comedy. And that's my biggest thing with a lot of new films is like they feel like they need to put comedy in it. And once again, the original Twister had funny moments. But it's like, bro, you could have built on losing her. Like, she lost 4 of her friends and saw them die. Felt her boyfriend get hit by something on her back and die. Like, that's crazy. Which, by the way, shout out to the one friend that just got picked up and no one turned around and no one even knew that they died. I don't know if you saw that in the opening scene.
Like, where is he? I don't know.
They didn't even mention him. He was gone. He just flew. You see him just go. But like that's
what
my
can
thing.
You do?
Yeah, what can you do at that point? You're running for your life, I guess. But that was my big thing is like, it just there was too many funny moments in it they're funny. They're funny moments. They work very well. They're hilarious. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, man, I was wanting more of a serious tone in some of these moments, and like, I didn't feel them, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's my thought on the comedy. And I like
I think you told me that in the theater too.
I did.
As well.
I did. Yeah. Because like I said, bro, like they expanded on the grief for sure. They did. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to come back. Circumstances, she came back, whatever. But I just feel like you could have leaned into that a little bit more, because that was the most tense I was in the entire film, personally. Was that moment when her friends just start dying. You're like, oh my God. Like you said, you were even like, I looked over, you were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and I was the same. I was like, whoa, this is nuts, bro. And I just feel like they didn't take advantage of that moment as much as possible. But that's just my opinion.
That shit's nutty, Buster.
Yes, sir. The visuals in this film, amazing. Soundtrack, amazing. Amazing moments.
Oh, God, yeah.
So good. And one of my favorite moments, it's probably one of my favorite moments ever in a film, ever, was when they're hiding in the movie theater and the screen gets ripped out. We talked about this.
Oh, so cool.
And it's like they're watching a movie, but then it's happening on the other side. You see the tornado, dude. And you see, what's her name, in trouble. She's in the truck or whatever at that time. It's a scary.
Kate.
Yeah, Kate. It's a scary scene, bro. And you see people getting, ripped out of there, dude. They're flying. And like, it was just
you think one of the main characters is gonna go.
Yeah, but just like the figurative language that they used of like looking through the screen where the screen was and seeing that tornado, it's an F5, whatever, coming to them. That's wild. And it was it was one of my favorite moments ever in a movie. It was so cool. No,
I agree. It was super cool. And I just liked how the tornadoes progressively just kept getting better. Like you had like the one, and they were chasing, and then they get like the double twin tornado, and I thought that was super cool. And then you get like the Mega Mama, like that was crazy. The one that caught on fire, like, you know what I mean? They did really good with all the shots and establishing the twisters.
Wrangler, Tornado Wrangler. Yeah, no, they
Tornado Wrangler.
Also CGI. A thing with newer tornado films is the CGI is horrible, and the OG Twister has always had amazing CGI for 1996. And this movie did very well, because some of the newer ones they overdo. You know how it is with CGI in general. Some of the new stuff just doesn't look good compared to old stuff. Yeah, but they did a very good job with that. And you could tell Steven Spielberg had a lot of say in what was kind of going on. Obviously was a big producer in the original one. His company Ambien, made the original one, and they made this one as well. But yeah, really fun film. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. It caught me by surprise, even with all. I know I've been like talking crap on it the whole review. But like I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, and I'm so excited to watch it again when it comes out on digital. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Me too. I'm right there with you. I told Wiley it was one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. This year overall, this movie overall or this year has been kind of weak for movies. I feel like not weak, but just not like last year. We might have just been spoiled. It was a great year for films.
We're spoiled.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of good stuff. This year, just not as crazy. But all right, Brayden, you got anything else you want to add to Twisters?
What do you think? It was a great movie. That's all I want to say. It's a great movie. Great movie.
Amazing.
That's it right there.
Well, let's rate him.
Let's
rate him. Let me see on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's rate him. Let the people know what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you right now. I'm gonna give it a solid 9. 9 on the dot.
It's actually a really good ranking. I like that. I like that a lot.
I appreciate that.
It's a great film, man. It's a great film.
It was a fucking great film.
It was a great film. 8.7's kind of calling out to me. 9's calling out to me. I'm gonna go 9, dude. It's fun. I'm gonna go 9 as well. It's a great movie. Yeah,
it was a great movie.
It's an awesome film, dude.
But I tell people they don't listen.
Yeah, so listen, if you guys are thinking about watching this film, if you're scared that it's not gonna be good, if you're a fan of the original, go watch this movie. You will love it, I promise. You'll at least enjoy it for what it is. Just don't think like I did. Don't expect there be any connection to the original film. There's not. But it's its own thing, and it's done very well. So
go in there and expect a sequel.
Yeah, they CGI'd Bill Paxton. No, RIP, that dude was legend.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, no, so there you go. Those are our reviews. Longlegs and Twisters. There you go, baby. Yeah, me neither. I was like, wait a second. We have Wolverine and Deadpool this weekend, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Going to be a fun time, man. So be ready for that review. We'll be coming your guys' way. And, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Brayden, anything else you want to say to everybody out there, baby?
I just want to say we appreciate you. We love you. And we hope you have a great rest of your week. And you get to see Twisters and Longlegs as well.
Love y'all, man. Y'all be safe. See you soon, baby.
Get you on the other side.